Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 5-minute time limit, and it is for the Past Gen Television Championship. Introducing first is the current Past Gen Television Champion from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in tonight at 287 pounds, Brock Lesnar. Well, Brock Lesnar set to defend that belt here tonight for the first time in quite a few days, against one of the biggest stars he's ever had to put the belt on the line against, the toughest challenge he faces for that belt. And what a match this is going to be. Brock Lesnar facing one of the all-time greats in this sport. Can he keep hold of that belt? Can he defend the title successfully? We're about to find out. His opponent and challenger from Sarasota, Florida, he weighs in tonight at 237 pounds, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Well, Randy Savage winning that huge 7-man gauntlet match, defeating many top stars from the 1980s and prevailing the winner to get his shot here tonight. Could the Macho Man walk away victorious here and walk away with a gold? He's achieved a lot in his career, but he has never been the Past Gen television title, the most illustrious belt in the history of this sport. Question is, can Randy Savage do it? Or will Brock Lesnar power and the strength, the fighting ability prove too much here for the Macho Man? This capacity crowd certainly want to see Randy Savage come out victorious here tonight. Will they get their wish? Randy Savage looks full of confidence going into this, as he always does before every bout. What a moment if he could pull this off. Oh, wait a minute, Brock Lesnar jump starting the match here, taking Randy Savage down with a German suplex before the match could even start, and Randy Savage at a firm disadvantage already. Lesnar the aggressor. Oh, now look at this, looking to finish the match early, going for the F5. Oh, Savage, the wily veteran, wriggling out there, taking Lesnar down. Well, we nearly had a very quick finish to this match, but Savage on guard, prepared for that attack and managing to survive here. He just aims to slow Lesnar down to regroup here. Nice high knee by the Macho Man. Now going to the top rope, waiting Lesnar to get to his feet. Here comes Savage, big time double X handle. The cover's made. Lesnar getting the shoulder up before the referee could even start, trying to make the count of 1. Savage staying on him though. Nice block by Lesnar on the right hand. Lesnar now going from behind, going for another suplex. Nice elbow by Savage though. Tries the Irish whip, nice reversal by Lesnar. Lesnar now goes behind, and a vicious German suplex. The Macho Man dropped right on his head. Devastating maneuver. But Savage, a tough man, a tough competitor in this sport. He will not give up that easily, getting the shoulder up. As Lesnar now sending Savage into the corner. Heavy shoulder blocks to the midsection of the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and now Lesnar really stomping, really going to work on the ribs, trying to knock all the wind out of him. Lesnar now sending Savage off the ride for the ropes, picking him up, going for the spine buster, but nice reversal by Savage into a DDT. The Macho Man causing Lesnar all kinds of problems here as he comes charging in, full body weight, with Lesnar's throat right across that second rope. Savage now with a collar and elbow tie up. Scoop slam on Lesnar. And now Savage going to the top rope, looking to finish. Then he comes to drop the big elbow. Oh, but Lesnar getting the feet up, getting the knees up. And more damage to the ribs of Randy Savage, knocking the wind out of him. But Savage getting out of that pinning predicament there. As Lesnar now sending Savage for the ride once again, goes behind, and a third vicious German suplex. Randy Savage, normally a resident of Sarasota, Florida, but a firm resident of Suplex City in this match. Lesnar really nailing him. Oh, and now look at this. Lesnar trying to hyperextend the elbow joint, trying to break the arm of Randy Savage. Referee calling for the rope break, and surprisingly Brock Lesnar breaking that hold straight away, but not letting Savage back to his feet. Now look at this single leg Boston Crab. Damage to the ankle, to the knee, to the hip. Savage may have to tap here. Finding a way out of that maneuver. Just under 2 minutes left on the clock here. Lesnar doing more damage to the knees of Randy Savage, and if he can wear the knees and the legs out enough, no way Savage is going to be able to climb the top rope to hit that big finishing elbow. And what a devastating clothesline there by the past gen television champion Brock Lesnar. Savage sent off the ropes once again by Lesnar. Lesnar catching him. Phenomenal belly to belly suplex there by the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world. Now picking Savage up. Look at this strength by Lesnar. Sent guts first and more damage to the ribs, really wearing down the midsection of the Macho Man is Brock Lesnar. Sent for the ride again. Tries to go behind with a suplex. Savage reverses. Look at this roll up. Could he upset the champion here? Brock Lesnar in trouble. And just about managing to escape. We nearly had a quick roll up there, but Lesnar retaliating with a devastating clothesline. Less than a minute left on the clock. Savage sent for the ride once again, and Lesnar just barging into him, just using all that brute strength, all that power. Savage back up fighting. No, nice block by Lesnar on the right hand. Now a collar and elbow tie up. And Lesnar now looking to put this match to bed. As Savage once again, for the second time, managing to evade the F5. He must be frustrating Lesnar here. Very little time left on the clock though. As Savage with a scoop slam. His last chance. Could he become the champion? Lesnar in trouble getting to his feet. But Savage nailing the elbow right across the head of Lesnar. Lesnar looks to be out here. Can Randy Savage do it before that time limit expires? Referee makes the count, and I think Randy Savage has done it. Unbelievable stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? After reviewing the footage, the timekeeper and the officials have deemed that the referee did indeed make the 3 count, but it was after the time limit had expired. Therefore, this match is a draw, meaning still your past gen television champion, Brock Lesnar. Well, unbelievable, deeming it a time limit draw, and that was a very close cover and 3 count compared to the time limit. Let's have a look at this replay here. Here we've got it slowed down, and this is really close here. Did that time limit expire before the 3 count? And there you see it. I think the officials have got it right. It was a split second. It was less than a second, but nonetheless, I think they've made the right decision. Look at this though, Lesnar from behind. Randy Savage was asking for extra time, but I don't think he's going to want it now, and Lesnar hits the F5. Well, Lesnar still your champion on a time limit draw. Randy Savage a split second away from becoming champion. That 5-minute time limit has saved Lesnar's reign here with that belt. And surely there has to be a rematch here. We cannot end on that. We cannot move on. But nonetheless, for now, Brock Lesnar remains your past gen television champion. Unbelievable stuff here. The genius Lanny Poffo makes his way to the ring set for a non-title match here against the past gen television champion Brock Lesnar. Of course, I was lucky enough earlier today to get a word with the genius himself. Here's what he had to say in a poem dedicated to his opponent here tonight. Also, he's got a bad throat, so he does sound a little bit different than normal. Nobody had avoided the F5 slam until you took on the Macho Man. With all of his moves, Lesnar thought he was handy, but his skills in the ring were no match for Randy. Your title reign would have surely fell if you weren't rescued by the timekeeper's bell. So you attacked my brother with reckless aggression. So tonight, the genius must teach you a lesson. And his opponent from Minneapolis, Minnesota, He weighs in tonight at 287 pounds and he is the current past-gen television champion, Brock Lesnar. Well, Brock Lesnar might not appreciate the poetry of the Genius, and Genius wants to avenge his brother, and of course Randy Savage a split second away, the time limit saving Brock Lesnar's title. And of course Brock Lesnar has said he will never give Randy Savage a rematch as long as he lives. He says he's got nothing to prove. And Randy Savage couldn't get the job done in the 5 minutes. Why should he get another title shot? Well, you can sort of see his point, but at the same time, he's got to be fearful that Randy Savage certainly had him beat. If there was another 2 seconds on that time limit, we'd have had a new champion. But nonetheless, the Genius, Lanny Poffo, the brother of Randy Savage, set to square off in non-title match here against the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And Lesnar with a very aggressive hip toss there in the early going, and just knocking the Genius down as soon as he gets to his feet. The raw power of Brock Lesnar. Now Brock Lesnar going behind, vicious German suplex, knocking the Genius right on his head. Well, that could be a serious neck injury. Lesnar doesn't care though, picking the Genius up, sending him off the ropes, and a vicious clothesline by the past gen television champion. And Lesnar absolutely relentless here. Of course, the Genius, no pushover, holds a count out victory against Hulk Hogan. So he certainly knows what he's doing in that ring, but at the moment Lesnar just proving too much for him. The aggression, the power, the strength, the speed, the skill. And Lesnar really taking it out on the Genius. Maybe he's imagining it's Randy Savage, because he couldn't have been happy after what happened a few nights ago. Vicious clothesline by Lesnar. The Genius took off his feet. Lesnar sending him into the corner once again, comes charging in, and another big clothesline. Well, Lesnar certainly not holding back in this match. The Genius sent into the corner once again. Oh, look at that. Lesnar came charging in, but the Genius got the elbow up and caught him coming in, but failing to capitalise there as Lesnar. He's not going to take it easy on you. He's not going to give you a second. Now catching him. Beautiful overhead belly to belly suplex. Well, the Genius looks to be out of this match already, and now Lesnar looking to make sure of it before he goes for the cover. Nails the F5. Well, this match surely over. And now Lesnar with a cover. Shoulders are down. This match has to be over now. And look at that, Lesnar lifting the Genius, his shoulder off the mat. Wants to continue this beating. What a disgusting human being Lesnar is. Nonetheless, look at this power though. A vicious dominator by Brock Lesnar. Lanny Poffo seems out on his feet, but Lesnar not finished yet. Look at these heavy strikes, right to the face, right to the body. Brock Lesnar seems insulted by what Randy Savage did by nearly beating him, and now he's taking it out on his brother. Another vicious German suplex. Lanny Poffo dropped right on his head, looks to be completely unconscious now. And Lesnar loving every second of this. What a sadistic human being he is. And now look at this, picking him up again and going, nailing another F5. And Lanny Poffo busted open when his face met the canvas after that devastating move. Hopefully Lesnar's going to let this finish now, and he has. Brock Lesnar victorious here. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Brock Lesnar. Oh, come on, Brock. The match is over. Lanny Poffo, to prove your point now. The man battered and bloodied, and Lesnar completely relentless. We need officials. We need help out here. Lanny Poffo already in bad shape, and Lesnar is not stopping this assault. Another F5. He could end up permanently incapacitated with the way Lesnar really going to work on him, and it doesn't look like it's stopping now. Look at this, Lesnar trying to hyperextend the elbow, trying to break the arm of Lanny Poffo. The Genius, come on, someone needs to stop this. And wait a minute, the Macho Man coming down to save his brother with a steel chair. But look at that, Lesnar saw him coming. He wants no part of Randy Savage. Savage coming to the aid of his brother. Brock Lesnar hightailing it out of there. Oh, Lanny Poffo back on his feet, thankfully. Surely this is not over. Randy Savage wants his title shot. Lesnar will not give it to him, but sooner or later, I'm sure Randy Savage is not going to give up until Lesnar gives in and gives him what he wants, and that is another shot at that belt. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 5-minute time limit, and it is for the Past Gen Television Championship. Introducing first, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 287 pounds, the current Past Gen Television Champion, Brock Lesnar. There you see, just over 2 weeks ago, Jeff Hardy really on a roll here in the latter stages of his title match against Brock Lesnar, and there you see him hitting the twist of fate with just over a minute left on the clock. It really looked like Hardy had a great chance of capturing that title once again and defeating Brock Lesnar, but look at this in the closing stages of the matches. Lesnar throwing Hardy to the outside of the ring, getting a steel chair and purposefully swinging that chair, getting himself disqualified and costing Hardy any opportunity he may have had of winning that belt. Hardy's going to get another chance here tonight. Here he comes now. His opponent and challenger from Cameron, North Carolina. He weighs 225 pounds, Jeff Hardy. Oh, Hardy sprinting to the ring as he normally does. And look at this, Lesnar catching Hardy coming in and jump starting this match, looking to gain an early advantage and doing it very successfully. Jeff Hardy came very close to capturing that belt. If it wasn't for Lesnar purposely getting himself disqualified, maybe we would have had a new champion. He's got to put that to the back of his mind now. It doesn't matter what happened on that night just over 2 weeks ago. He's got to focus on the task in front of him here. Only a good performance now will get him that title, and a nice block by Hardy. Tries to kick, Lesnar catches, beautiful enziguri. Now Hardy going off the ropes, comes behind Lesnar, beautiful roll up. We could have an upset victory here. Lesnar's shoulders are down. No, Lesnar managing to get out of that quick roll up and now punishing Hardy for having the audacity to go for that. Just manhandling him, 225 pounds thrown around like he weighs nothing. And now Lesnar really going to work on the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy. Sends Hardy into the corner now, does Lesnar. Heavy knee strikes right to the abdomen. Just trying to knock all of the wind out of Hardy, knock all of the air out of him. Certainly the way Hardy wrestles, with the speed, with the high flying moves, he needs that good supply of oxygen. He has cracked ribs, he's not going to be able to get those deep breaths in, he's not going to have the oxygen supply to get all those quick moves in. Tries the spine buster, nice reversal by Jeff Hardy, now going to the top rope. Tries the missile drop kick, but Lesnar just getting out of the way. Now Lesnar goes behind it, sends Hardy on his first trip tonight at Suplex City. I'm sure his first of many. Well, going for the cover there, but Hardy got his foot on the rope. Referee rightfully breaking that pinfall, as now Lesnar sends Hardy for the ride off the ropes. Comes charging in and just knocks him down. Big shoulder block, nothing fancy, nothing special about that, just raw power. And now a big vicious clothesline by the Past Gen Television Champion Brock Lesnar. And Lesnar firmly in control of this match, but the way Hardy wrestles, if he can find it from somewhere to hit one of those big high flying moves, he could turn this match around. And now Hardy with another roll up, trying to catch Lesnar off guard with a quick cover. Lesnar managing to get the shoulder up there though. Tries the right hand, nice block by Hardy in the right hand. Now Jeff Hardy with strikes of his own for the Past Gen Television Champion. Step up enziguri. This could be the opening that Hardy's looking for. Now going to the top rope, looking to hit a big move to finish Lesnar off. Beautiful missile drop kick. Should have gone for the cover there, really. Should Hardy could have had him there, but now sending Lesnar into the corner. Comes charging in, maybe going for the whisper in the wind, but Lesnar sticking his elbow up, and now Lesnar nails the F5. I don't see Hardy getting up from this. This match surely over as the referee making the count, and I'm correct. Brock Lesnar retains his title. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Brock Lesnar. Oh, Lesnar, just as he did to Lanny Poffo a few nights ago. Not done with the match here. And Jeff Hardy nailed with another F5. Come on. Hardy just couldn't come up with the performance he put in last time against Lesnar. As Lesnar now reaching for a chair under the ring, but look at this from the crowd. He doesn't see him yet. Oh, he sees him now, Randy Savage. Randy Savage from the crowd. And Lesnar completely unprepared for this. Randy Savage with Fist of Fury. And he wants his rematch against this man. He wants his shot at that belt, and he said he's going to make Brock Lesnar's life a living hell until he does, and he's certainly living up to that promise now. Nailing Lesnar right across the head with that steel chair, did the Macho Man. Well, Jeff Hardy's managed to make a quick escape here. As Savage runs in. Lesnar on Dream Street after all those chair shots. Randy Savage living up to his promise here. Savage with a scoop slam. And now look at this. Savage going to the top rope. Is he going to hit the same move he nearly beat Lesnar with a few nights ago? No, he's not. Lesnar wisely making a quick retreat out of the ring. But I tell you what, Randy Savage will not stop until he gets that shot at Lesnar. Will Lesnar finally give in and give Savage the rematch he deserves? Time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Lancashire, England, he weighs 275 pounds, Kevin Ebden. And Kevin Ebden set to square off here against the man himself, the legend, the Macho Man. His opponent from Sarasota, Florida. He weighs in tonight at 237 pounds, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. And Randy Savage, 24 hours away, he's finally going to get that rematch, that well-deserved title shot against the past gen television champion Brock Lesnar. Last time those two men faced, Randy Savage just a split second away, hitting that big-time elbow drop off the top rope. Referee counting to the count of 3. Lesnar's shoulders were down, but that time limit just expiring. Savage a split second away from becoming the champion. The question is, can he put in a repeat performance in 24 hours time, and can he defeat the fantastic champion Brock Lesnar? Only time will tell, but he faces a pretty tough challenge here. Kevin Ebden, 6'5", 275. Great athlete from the UK, never made it to a national stage, but wrestled certainly on a local level across England and across Europe for many, many years, and dangerous competitor. So Randy Savage is going to have to be careful here, only 24 hours out from that big match. Faces a tough opponent here. It's a two-man set to lock up. Kevin Ebden against the Macho Man, Randy Savage. And look at that, Ebden with the power advantage. Randy Savage 237. Ebden 275 and a couple of inches in height advantage as well. You can see why Brock Lesnar wanted Randy Savage to compete in this match. 24 hours before, that was part of the condition of Savage getting his title shot. And now look at Ebden go. Really going to work on the Macho Man. Putting in a really good showing here. There's the brawler from Lancashire, England. Heavy right hands to the head of the Macho Man. This capacity crowd trying to get behind Randy Savage here as Ebden sends him off the right of the ropes. Picking him up, tries for the spinebuster. Nice reversal by the Macho Man. Savage comes charging in. Knee to the gut. And Savage with a low blow, referee warning him. Savage will do anything to get the win against Brock Lesnar. And I think this is sending a message here. He'll do what it takes. He wants to be the champion as he sends Ebden off the ropes. Nice drop toe hold by the Macho Man. Now going to work on the knee. Very, very smart here from the Macho Man. Now go to the top rope, looking to hit a high risk move as Kevin Ebden getting to his feet. Tries the double axe handle. Ebden moves out of the way. Tries to launch an attack but completely misses Macho Man. And gets his face slammed into the canvas for good measure. Now Randy Savage on the top rope once again. Big time crossbody in the cover. This could be enough. Shoulders are down. Ebden tougher than that though, getting the shoulder up. this match will continue. Savage though really took over here. He had a pretty bad start to this match, but he's looking a lot better now. Tries the Irish whip though, nice reversal by Ebden, and a big time clothesline. Big clothesline from the Englishman. Certainly wrong Savage's bell now. Heavy shoulder thrust in the corner, reminiscent of Brock Lesnar this. And Randy Savage needs to make sure he's in a good physical condition for that big match tomorrow, but Ebden wants to make a name for himself here. He doesn't care about Randy Savage's chances. Charges in with a big elbow into the corner. Look at that though, it seemed to wake Savage up. Now Savage going behind.
Rope break.
Submission maneuver, the abdominal stretch, but Ebden managed to get his foot hooked on that bottom rope. Now sending him off the ropes to Savage. Big high knee right to the face. Beautiful move by the Macho Man. Now going to the top rope. Nails the double axe handle right across the bridge of the nose. Beautiful move. Savage on fire here. Right hands to the head of Ebden. Another right hand by the Macho Man. And now look at these fast fists. Right to the face, right to the jaw. Well, that took it out of his opponent. Now Savage sending him off the ropes once again. And Savage, nice hip toss by the Macho Man. Hollow and elbow tie up. And Savage with a big scoop slam. We all know what this is the setup to. Ebden looks to be helpless here, completely out of it. Nails the big elbow. Beautiful move. There's no way he's kicking out of this, and he doesn't. Great win for Randy Savage here. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Well, an impressive elbow drop to get the win there. The question is, will he be able to hit that on Brock Lesnar in 24 hours time, pin his shoulders to the mat and capture that championship belt? Tune in. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 5-minute time limit, and it is for the Past Gen Television Championship. Introducing first from Minneapolis, Minnesota, he weighs in tonight at 287 pounds, and he is the current reigning and defending Past Gen Television Champion, Brock Lesnar. Well, Brock Lesnar, the Past Gen Television Champion, and just over a week ago, he took on Randy Savage and put that belt on the line. Savage came very close to beating Lesnar in that match. Only the time limit of the match saved Lesnar's championship. Will it be the same story tonight? Or will Lesnar learn from past mistakes and put in a much better performance? His opponent and challenger from Sarasota, Florida. He weighs in tonight at 237 pounds. The Macho Man, Randy Savage. Randy Savage a split second away from dethroning Brock Lesnar, from walking away with that title belt, and he's had to work very, very hard to get Mr. Lesnar to agree to a title rematch. But finally he's got his wish here tonight. Can he live up to the performance? Can he make the most of this opportunity? Savage certainly knows he's capable of pinning Brock Lesnar's shoulders to the mat. He did that just over a week ago. But doing it tonight after everything that's happened against an angry Lesnar could be a completely different story. And Lesnar determined not to let what happened in that title match repeat itself. He's been training hard, and I just fear that Randy Savage may have poked the bear here. Nonetheless, if anyone can beat Brock Lesnar and take that title away, it's that man that you're looking at right in the ring now as the bell rings, the time limit ticking down. It's like deja vu all over again as the two men stare down. And look at this, a cheap shot by Savage. Savage looking to take the early advantage here. Now perched on the top rope, double axe handle by the Macho Man. Going to the top again. Lesnar's hurt here. Lesnar was not expecting this start. Savage goes for a second double axe handle, but Lesnar getting out of the way. Now goes behind and takes him to Suplex City. Well, a good idea from Savage, but I fear that tactic may have backfired, and now Lesnar punishing him with heavy right hands and left hands, right to the head, right to the face. Sending Savage into the corner now, comes charging in. Macho Man gets the elbow up, beautiful move. And now Savage with fist of his own to the face of the past gen television champion, Brock Lesnar. Savage really going to work here on the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world. Oh, look at that referee getting in the way. Savage having none of that, just chucking him out of the way. Knee to the gut by Savage. Picks Lesnar up. Lesnar looks to be on Dream Street here. And look at this, the scoop slam. The scoop slam, we all know what that's the setup to. And the Macho Man, well, taking too long there. Lesnar getting to his feet and getting his ghoulies impaled on that ring post. And now Lesnar taking full advantage of that mistake by the Macho Man. A beautiful German suplex, and the fans not appreciating the showboating of Lesnar there. He's in the zone though, and he's ready to fight as he sends Macho off the ropes once again. Beautiful power slam. And now Lesnar once again just raining punches down right on the face of the Macho Man. And I tell you what, this man is a trained fighter. Any grown man punching in your face like that's going to take it out of you, but when it's Brock Lesnar, it could be potentially life-threatening. Now Lesnar collar and elbow tie up. Oh, look at this, looking to finish the match with the F5. Savage wriggling out though, fighting for everything he's got. Takes Lesnar down. Now Savage going to the top once again. Lesnar gets to his feet, tries the crossbody, but he didn't quite get all of that, but it was enough to take Lesnar off his feet. Savage going to the top once again. Double axe handle. The cover, the shoulders down. Gets Randy Savage. No, he's not. I didn't even get a chance to finish my sentence there. Lesnar not even letting the referee start counting. But now Savage with a scoop slam. Going to the top. Looking to hit that big elbow. Trying to nail it on Lesnar as he's standing. But Lesnar learning from his mistake last time. Getting out of the way. And now more punches, more punishment to the head of Randy Savage. And now Lesnar with Savage on the ground, just ramming that knee right into the canvas. And once again Lesnar repeated punishment to the knee. Very smart strategy here, and now Lesnar going for the Brock lock. Trying to hyperextend that knee joint, trying to snap the leg like a twig. And Randy Savage nowhere to go in the centre of the ring. He may have to tap out, but somehow managing to find a way out of that hole. But Lesnar, look at this, not letting him on his feet. Going to work again right on the kneecap. And there's no way Randy Savage is going to be able to get to the top rope if Lesnar takes the knees out. Look at that, right to the eyes. Referee should really do something there. But he knows if he disqualifies Lesnar, Randy Savage will be the one that's punished. As Lesnar would walk away with the title. Referee allowing a little bit of leniency here as Lesnar with a single leg Boston Crab. Just over a minute left on the clock. And Savage in real trouble, trying to reach the ropes. And Lesnar breaking that hold, that does surprise me there. And now look at this, Lesnar ramming that kneecap right into the canvas once again. As we come now just under a minute on the clock. Lesnar comes charging into the corner with a vicious clothesline. Well, Randy Savage may be out after that. On Dream Street, Lesnar comes charging in again and another vicious clothesline. Well, a different story this time. As Lesnar, well, maybe not. Savage coming from behind, slipping out. Abdominal stretch here, submission maneuver. Well, Lesnar looks to be in pain here, but Savage breaking that hold. And now Savage on the top rope. Very, very little time left in this match. Well, maybe trying a double axe handle, but Lesnar getting there first. Very, very little time remaining. Savage blocks the right hand of his own, knocks Lesnar down. 10 seconds left. Can Savage do anything here? Tries the Irish whip. Nice reversal by Lesnar. Oh no, this doesn't look good now. As Lesnar picking Savage up on his shoulders. And nails the F5. The time limit has expired. So Lesnar will keep his title again, but this time nailing Savage with the F5. Ladies and gentlemen, the timekeeper rang the bell after 5 minutes of action due to the time limit expiring. However, I have just received word from the commissioner of this promotion, and he is demanding that this match must be restarted until we have a definitive winner. Well, unbelievable announcement by the commissioner. This match will continue until we have a winner, but Randy Savage has already had a lot taken out of him. As Lesnar now goes to work, looking to put in the final blow. I think he already had done before that bell rang. I think he'd have pinned Randy Savage's shoulders to the mat. But that interruption, Savage is still out of it pretty much, but he's regained a little bit of energy as now Lesnar goes behind Savage. Beautiful German suplex. Lesnar really going to work on him now, sends him off the ropes again and hits him, nearly decapitates him with that vicious clothesline. And now Lesnar looking to finish the match. Wait a minute, Savage from behind. Where did he find the energy to do that? Randy Savage slipping out from the F5. Lesnar gets to his feet. Double axe handle by the Macho Man. Savage going to the top once again. Nails it. And Lesnar looks hurt. This could be the opening Savage has been waiting for. Sends Lesnar for the ride off the ropes. Oh, Lesnar goes behind, but look at that. Lesnar's hurting. Guess this match just took a lot out of him as well as it has from Savage. Nice clothesline by the Macho Man. Now look at this. Right hands right to the face of the champion. Oh, but Savage's ribs troubling him here. Still fighting on though. What a gallant athlete this man is. Nice the Irish whip. Nice reversal though by Lesnar. Collar and elbow tie up. And now Lesnar with heavy strikes. Trying to put the final blow, the decisive blow on the Macho Man. Nice block though by Savage on the right hand. Knee and Lesnar right in the head. Lesnar back to his feet. Oh, what a tough man he is. And look at this, a sleeper hold. Lesnar's lights may be fading out. His time as champion may be fading as well. Nowhere near the ropes. Oh, Savage releasing that hold. But Lesnar may be out of it here. He's still moving a little bit. Savage now, collar and elbow tie up. The scoop slam. This capacity crowd going crazy. Can Savage do it? Going to the top rope. Nails the big elbow. The shoulders down. The cover's made. Unbelievable. Randy Savage, your new champion. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and the new Past Gen Television Champion, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. What a moment. Unbelievable stuff. I am speechless. Randy Savage. He couldn't get it done in the 5 minutes, but the commissioner allowing this match to grow into overtime. What a moment for that man. I'll tell you what, take nothing away from Brock Lesnar. He has been one hell of a champion, but Randy Savage, your new Past Gen Television Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 5-minute time limit, and it is for the Past Gen Television Championship. Introducing the challenger from Pennsylvania. He weighs in tonight at 307 pounds, Gene Snitsky. Bro, Gene Snitsky, this behemoth of a man, 6'8", 307 pounds. Hoping to make Randy Savage's title reign a very, very short one, and he could very well do that. A very, very impressive athlete. Nothing special, nothing flashy about the style of Snitsky's wrestling in that ring, but a man of that size with that much raw power and aggression, he's capable of beating anyone on the right night. His opponent from Sarasota, Florida. He weighs in tonight at 237 pounds, and he is the new Past Gen Television Champion, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Well, Randy Savage riding high after that somewhat controversial but still phenomenal victory over Brock Lesnar. Of course, the time limit expiring for the second time of those two meeting. The commissioner making that controversial decision, which Brock Lesnar is still challenging. He's not happy about the way he lost the title, but the match going into overtime and Randy Savage hitting that big diving elbow and defeating A man that looked undefeatable, the former champion Brock Lesnar. Randy Savage really full of momentum, a lot of momentum behind him. Will that momentum be enough to defeat his first challenger here? Or can Gene Snitsky dethrone Randy Savage and make him the shortest reigning champion in history? This is going to be a fascinating contest. Randy Savage certainly looks up to the task, so does Gene Snitsky. What a match this is going to be as the two men set to lock up. Both men jockeying for position there. Well, look at that. Snitsky with the power advantage, but Randy Savage managing to fight out of it, but Snitsky just dropping him in frustration. And this big man from Pennsylvania, I think almost embarrassed that Randy Savage managed to hold his own there, and now with your power and aggression, really going after the Macho Man, hoping to become the past gen television champion. The fans don't appreciate that showboating though by Snitsky, but nonetheless Randy Savage seems to have been neutralised here. Nice power slam, nice scoop slam, I do apologise. And Gene Snitsky could not have asked for a better start to this match as he sends Savage off the ropes, and with that big overhand clothesline, Randy Savage could be out here, the shoulders down, but Savage a lot more fight in him yet. Kicking out just after the count of one, but Snitsky staying on him. Nice block by the Macho Man. And now Savage fighting back with right hands of his own. The Macho Man turning this match around now. Well, going for more right hands. Snitsky managing to slip out, and a big back suplex. So far Savage, pretty bad start, it has to be said, for the champion. Not the impressive showing we thought we'd see from him. Maybe that match with Lesnar took a lot out of him mentally, and maybe we're seeing the effects of that now as Snitsky sends him into the corner. Nice reversal though by Savage. And right hands right to the spine of Snitsky. Now Savage going to the top rope, looking to hit a big move on the big man. Nails a beautiful crossbody. It didn't quite connect the way he would have liked to. It was enough to knock Snitsky down now, and Savage staying on him. And now look at this fist of fury right to the chin of the behemoth from Pennsylvania. Now Savage going to the top rope once again, looking to hit a big move, going for the double axe handle. Snitsky moving out of the way though, and clobbers him with that big overhand clothesline. Well, this is a risk. Snitsky now, the big man, going to the top rope, but Savage getting there first and just slamming him. Now Savage perched on the top rope, waiting for Snitsky to get to his feet to hopefully hit a big decisive move, and nails the double axe handle beautifully. Well, should have really gone for the cover there. That could have been enough to get the win for Savage. But a nice scoop slam by the Macho Man. Now going to the top rope. Is he going to try and hit the big elbow here? He does, and he nails it beautifully. Shoulders down, referee making the count, and Randy Savage with that big elbow once again. Phenomenal win here. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and still the past gen television champion, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Well, great first title defense for Randy Savage, impressive win. Who's he going to be defending that belt against next? Only one way to find out. Tune into this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, currently in the ring, from Atlantic City, New Jersey, Frank Donaldson. Well, Frank Donaldson certainly outmatched here in this match. The caliber of opponent he faces doesn't look to have much hope here. Introducing his opponent, being accompanied by his advocate, Paul Heyman, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He weighs in tonight at 287 pounds, Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar not happy about the way he lost his past gen television title. His argument is that the time limit expired, he should still be the champion, but the commissioner, after the second time limit draw, taking action, calling for overtime. And of course, in that overtime period, Randy Savage managed to get the pinfall. Mr. Lesnar not happy, and now, under the guidance of Paul Heyman, a man that has led many wrestlers to the heights, to the highest of heights in this business, an angry Lesnar with Heyman in his corner. Could there be anything more dangerous in this world, as Frank Donaldson is finding out in the early going? Lesnar just pummeling him. And Brock Lesnar fighting. He is going to get an opportunity. He's going to get a #1 contenders match against a former champion. If he can win that, he's going to get a 2 out of 3 falls match against the new champion Randy Savage. He wants that more than anything in this world, and at the moment taking all his frustrations, taking all his anger out on poor Frank Donaldson, who's still got that PWO logo painted on his back. He's just looking for the money to get the solution that will take that paint off his back, but doesn't look like he's going to get it now as Lesnar goes behind and takes him. The first suplex from Brock Lesnar, taking him to Suplex City. And now Lesnar going behind, grips the waist, another vicious suplex, dropping him right on his head. Lesnar like a man possessed here. Oh, and come on, a third suplex. Donaldson may have a broken neck. The way he landed there was not pretty. And now Lesnar, suplex number 4. Almost as if he's trying to not only defeat Donaldson, not only try to humiliate him, but trying to end his career here. A vicious assault here from Brock Lesnar as he sends him off the ropes. Catches him overhead, belly-to-belly suplex by the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world. And a big-time clothesline by Lesnar. And Paul Heyman clapping him along. This monster is destroying Donaldson. The F5. And Donaldson busted open. Looks to be completely out of it, but Lesnar not done. Look at this, going for rights and left hands. Paul Donaldson just looking for a paycheck, looking to feed his family. There's no need for this. Lesnar could have got the cover a minute ago, but he just seems to want to prolong this pain and suffering on his opponent. More heavy lefts and rights by Lesnar. Frank Donaldson bleeding and motionless in the centre of the ring wall. Getting up, that may be a mistake. Lesnar straight on him. More strikes, more heavy blows to the head, to the face. And now Lesnar, suplex number 6. I know this contest is still going on, but really the referee should call the match here. Frank Donaldson's not able to defend himself. And now Lesnar picking Donaldson up once again. The F5. Come on, Brock. You've proved your point now. Just get the cover and finish this match. This is really hard to watch.
1, 2, 3.
And thank goodness the referee with a 3 count puts a stop to this onslaught. Brock Lesnar, your winner comfortably. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Brock Lesnar. Or perhaps Heyman and Lesnar sending a message to Randy Savage. He's got to win that #1 contenders match. But they want that belt that used to belong to Mr. Lesnar. Are they going to get it back? Can he win the #1 contenders match? Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 5-minute time limit, and it is for the Past Gen Television Championship. Introducing first the challenger from Omaha, Nebraska. He weighs in tonight at 260 pounds, the $1 Million Man, Ted Dibiase. Well, Ted Dibiase set for the opportunity of a lifetime here. Set to square off with another star from the 80s, the Macho Man Randy Savage. And Ted Dibiase very, very hopefully can capture that coveted Past Gen Television title here tonight. Certainly a formidable opponent for the Macho Man. Question is, can Ted Dibiase pull this off? Doesn't matter about how much money he's got at the moment. Not going to get him the title. He's going to have to be very, very good in that ring for 5 minutes. I'm sure he's capable. Question is, can he do it? His opponent from Sarasota, Florida, weighing in tonight at 237 pounds. He is the current Past Gen Television Champion, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Well, these two men, a lot of history. Remember the main event of WrestleMania 4? These two men squared off for the WWF title. Savage came out on top in that encounter. But a lot of time has passed since then. Savage walks into this match the champion. Of course, with that 5-minute time limit, Savage at a great advantage over Dibiase. That time limit was to expire, that very short time limit. Randy Savage would keep hold of that belt for another week. I'm sure Dibiase is going to throw everything he's got at Savage. He wants that title more than anything in this world. Savage really needs to put in a good performance here tonight. Otherwise he'll be walking away without that belt around his waist. The bell sounds, 5-minute time limit ticking down now as Dibiase, the $1 Million Man, looks to try and take that belt off Randy Savage and to become the new champion. Can he do it? Well, Savage starting early with the cheap shot, and Dibiase has absolutely no respect for this man. I'm sure Dibiase feels the same way about Savage. Nonetheless, though, Savage in control in the early going, trying to take Dibiase out with a sleeper though. Savage starting to break that hold. Now with a series of strikes, nice block by the $1 Million Man. And look at that, Dibiase ducking under the rope, getting out of the ring, saying he wants no part of Savage.
2.
He's got to the count of 10 to get back in the ring. Almost seems like he's trying to goad Savage into coming out and getting him, and that's exactly what Savage has done. Well, Dibiase now in the ring.
2.
And as Savage comes in, Dibiase catches him with that shoulder block. Very smart strategy by Dibiase, and Savage fell right into his trap there. Now Dibiase in control. Savage going behind now. Abdominal stretch by the champion, and Dibiase nowhere near the ropes here. He's got to either find a way out. Well, Savage releasing the hold, maybe deciding that it was enough to wear him down, but maybe not to get the submission. Right hand by the Macho Man. Oh, nice block by Dibiase. Savage trying to follow it up. The $1 Million Man with a thumb to the eye, and the referee, well, he's giving him a warning, but that's not enough. Really should be a disqualification. Nice back suplex by the $1 Million Man. I'm sure Savage would not want to retain the title on a technicality though. Maybe that's why the referee allowing a little bit of leeway here. As Dibiase sends him off the ropes. Beautiful back elbow by the $1 Million Man. Could be enough to put the champion away here. The shoulders are down, the referee making a count, but Savage getting the shoulder up very quickly there. Dibiase's got a lot more work to do if he wants to defeat. Oh, Savage. And a rake to the eyes by Dibiase. I don't think the referee saw that one. Dibiase bending the rules in his favour. And it's working well on the Macho Man now, as Dibiase dropping the fist right across the head, one of his signature moves. Dibiase causing Savage all kinds of problems here. The Macho Man back on his feet though, but Dibiase staying on him. Nice block by the Macho Man and a right hand. Another right hand by Savage. Now sending Dibiase into the corner, comes charging in. Beautiful clothesline. Savage on the top rope, looking to hit a big move here. Goes for the flying crossbody and completely misses. Poor move there from Randy Savage, and Dibiase capitalising on that mistake. Nice sidewalk backbreaker there by the $1 Million Man. Who at the moment looks the favourite to walk away the champion. Just over 2 minutes left on the clock though. Knife edge shot by Dibiase. Such force. Knocks Macho Man off his feet, and now Dibiase go at the top rope. Not something we normally see from this man. Savage getting there first before he can launch an attack. And now Savage trying to use strikes, trying to brawl. Probably his preferred style in that ring. And now really going to work on the face of Ted Dibiase. And he's not going to have $1 million looks after what Savage has just done to his face. Now Savage on the top rope, dropping the big double axe handle. Well, big move there by Savage, but not going for the cover. Now sending Dibiase off the ropes. Nice drop toe hold by the Macho Man. Savage really turning this match around now. Dibiase seems to be doing pretty well. Savage found a second gear here. Nice scoop slam by the Macho Man. Now looking to go to the top rope. Is he going to go for that big finishing elbow? Drops it beautifully. Dibiase tried rolling out of the way, but Savage caught him right in the spine. Perhaps worse than taking it to the chest. And surely that's going to be enough now. Just over a minute on the clock. Referee making the count. Randy Savage still your past gen television champion. Great win for a great champion. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and still the past gen television champion, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Well, Savage still the champion this week, but next week he's going to face either Sycho Sid Vicious or Brock Lesnar in a 2 out of 3 falls match. number one contenders match between those two men coming up tomorrow night. Who will Savage have to face? Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit, and it is to determine the number one contender for the Past Gen Television Championship. Introducing first, from West Memphis, Arkansas, he weighs in tonight at 317 pounds, Sycho Sid. With Sycho Sid, a former champion himself, held that belt for many weeks, until he was ultimately defeated by Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog. He'd love to regain that championship, and he's going to get the opportunity. If he can just get past Brock Lesnar, he'll get his title opportunity. But Lesnar, tougher than I think any opponent Sid has ever faced. Introducing his opponent, being accompanied to the ring by his advocate Paul Heyman from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He weighs in tonight at 287 pounds, Brock Lesnar. Well, Brock Lesnar, the former champion as well, losing that belt in rather controversial circumstances. The time limit expiring on the match, but we were on our second time limit draw between him and the Macho Man, and the commissioner allowing for overtime. During that overtime period, Randy Savage defeated Brock Lesnar with that diving elbow. He's not happy about the way that he lost that belt. And now, with the guidance of Paul Heyman by his side, a man that has guided many wrestlers to greatness throughout their careers, surely Lesnar more dangerous than ever, but Sid, pretty damn dangerous as well. Old Sid trying to kick in the early going there. Nice block by Lesnar. Almost a feeling out process here. Another kick by Sid, very one-dimensional. And Brock Lesnar just saw that kick coming again, as now Lesnar sends the big Sid into the corner. And Lesnar really going to work on the 6'9", 317 pound monster known as Sycho Sid. And look at Heyman applauding on the apron. This is going exactly to plan thus far for his client Brock Lesnar. Collar and elbow tie up by Lesnar. Lesnar now with strikes to the head, to the body of Sycho Sid. Sid really not having a good start here. And Lesnar seems very methodical, normally goes out very fast and aggressive. I don't think that tactic's going to work against Sid, and more of a measured approach here from Lesnar, which seems to be working very well. Now Lesnar looking to finish this match early, going for the F5, maybe a little bit too early though, and Sycho Sid wriggling out, takes him down. And maybe Sid now with a chance to turn this match around here. The heavy kicks right to the abdomen. Look at the speed from a 6'9", 317 pound athlete. And Lesnar sent tumbling outside the ring. Oh, that's embarrassing for him. Big boot by Sid. And just as it looked like Lesnar was going to dominate this match, Sid really turning it around now, sending Lesnar for the ride off the ropes. Nails the Polish hammer beautifully. And now Sid going to work on the trapezius muscle, but Lesnar's feet in the ropes. Referee going to give him to the count of 5 to break that hold. Sid leaving it on a little bit longer though. Smart strategy. That's a sign of a veteran there. Now sending Lesnar into the corner. Vicious clothesline, but Lesnar stays on his feet. Sid comes in. Another clothesline by Sid. Lesnar on jelly legs. He can't take the big man off his feet though, as he comes in for a third time. Maybe going for a bigger clothesline, but Lesnar saw that one coming, sticks the elbow up. Oh, mistake by Sid. One-dimensional offense. Lesnar saw it coming, and look at that, a big package suplex by the Beast Incarnate. Now Lesnar going for a cover. That could be enough to put Sid away and get his title opportunity against Randy Savage. But Sid getting the shoulder up very quickly there, and a suplex on the big man. What power by Lesnar. Raw power and great technique. Now Lesnar goes behind again, dropping Sid right on his head. And Lesnar grounding and pounding him. Brock Lesnar, I've been very impressed by this man. He just seems to have found a different way of wrestling. He seems like a more dangerous competitor with Paul Heyman at his side. And now Lesnar with heavy shoulder blocks to the abdomen. Sycho Sid looks to be in real trouble here. In a match that we thought could go either way, but Sid has just been too repetitive with his offense, and Lesnar has telegraphed a lot of moves. Goes for the spine buster. Nice reversal by Sid into a DDT. Very athletic move for a man of his size. And now taking the opportunity with elbow strikes right to the lower spine of Brock Lesnar. Now Sid sends him into the corner, comes charging him with the clothesline again, but Lesnar stays on his feet. Sending him to the corner for the second time, another clothesline by Sid. How the hell is Lesnar staying on his feet after all this repeated punishment? And now a third one, and Lesnar goes down this time. Sid on a roll here. What back and forth action we've seen from these two men. And now look at Sid picking him up, the choke slam. Normally this set up to the power bomb. Could Sid go on to face Randy Savage for the belt and potentially become the first ever multiple time champion? But he's not done here, look at this. One hand around the throat, Lesnar perched right on that top turnbuckle, and a super massive choke slam. Sid could go for the cover here. I think he's going to try and finish it. He's going to go for the power bomb here and finish Lesnar off. Picks him up. Look at that by Lesnar. Great athleticism from him as well. Reversing that power bomb into a DDT and avoiding possibly the most deadly move in the history of pro wrestling. And Lesnar now really grounded and pounded on Sid. Right, Sid doesn't have a concussion. He's took a lot of strikes to the head from Lesnar. Now Lesnar sends him off the ropes, picks him up, and nails the spine buster. This time does Lesnar. Lesnar goes behind. Another vicious German suplex by the Beast Incarnate. As Sid looked very close to closing this match, to finishing it off. And now Lesnar looks to be finishing it, going for the F5. Once again, Sid wriggling out. Well, I've got no idea who's going to win this. Sid going to the top rope, very uncharacteristic of this man, but nails a beautiful double axe handle. It was a gamble by Sid, but it might have just paid off. And now Sid, another choke slam to Lesnar. Maybe now's the time. Maybe he's weakened him enough to go for that big powerbomb to get the opportunity at the title. But once again, Lesnar, unbelievable stuff, reversing it out into a DDT. And that really took it out of Sid. Now Lesnar has Sid, knee to the gut. Well, insult to injury. Look at this. Lesnar with a powerbomb of his own and picks him up. 2 power bombs. Well, you normally see that applied to cruiserweight wrestlers. You don't see it applied to a wrestler like Sycho Sid. The raw power of Lesnar, unbelievable. And now going for the F5 for the 3rd time. And nails it. Sid doesn't wriggle out this time. Has Lesnar done enough to get that title opportunity, to get his rematch with Randy Savage? He certainly has. What a great win for that man. Brock Lesnar victorious here. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Brock Lesnar. Well, what a fight that was. I could not call that match. Anybody could have won that, but Lesnar just in the end just edged it. Sycho Sid a little bit unlucky, but nonetheless, Brock Lesnar's going to get his rematch in a 2 out of 3 falls match against Randy Savage next week. That will be an unbelievable contest, I'm sure. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match with a 30-minute time limit, and it is for the Past Gen Television Championship. Introducing first, being accompanied to the ring by his advocate Paul Heyman, the challenger. He hails from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and he weighs in tonight at 287 pounds, Brock Lesnar. Well, Brock Lesnar has had many woes. The Macho Man Randy Savage. Brock Lesnar, the former champion, until Randy Savage took that belt off him. But tonight, we're going to have a definitive decision. There can be no complaining about the result. Whoever can secure 2 definitive pinfalls, submissions, countouts, disqualifications, whatever it is over their opponent, will be declared the winner. And we will put this feud to bed once and for all. Introducing his opponent from Sarasota, Florida, he weighs in tonight at 237 pounds, and he is the current reigning and defending Past Gen Television Champion, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Well, Randy Savage walks into this match the past gen television champion. The question is, can he walk away with that belt still around his waist? He's beaten Brock Lesnar before. That's how he became the champion. But that was before that Brock Lesnar was wrestling under the guidance of Paul Heyman, a man who was really got a more vicious and mean side out of the former UFC heavyweight champion. Brock Lesnar may be at his most dangerous with Heyman by his side, but if anybody is capable of beating Lesnar, it's that man you are looking at with that belt round his waist, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Could very well defeat Brock Lesnar here and walk away with that belt. There's no way of knowing who's going to win this, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be one hell of a fight. As the bell rings and you see 30-minute time limit on this match, very, very unlikely with the way these two wrestle that time limit will expire before we've got a couple of falls. And look at Savage really going to work on Brock Lesnar, trying to gain an early advantage here, trying to shock the challenger, sends him off the ropes, big back body drop by the Macho Man. And Savage with an aggressive start here. Lesnar seemed pretty unprepared for that. Nice swinging net breaker by the Macho Man, not letting Lesnar get a moment to regroup and strategize here. As Savage perched on the top rope, tries to hit Lesnar, goes for the crossbody. Well, he nailed Lesnar, fell to the outside. I'm surprised that didn't take more out of Macho Man. Maybe he just doesn't want to show that he's hurt, but I'm sure that move really hurt him, falling to the outside. But now with a sleeper hold on Lesnar, and we could have our first decision here. Lesnar really looks to be fading away here. Needs to find an escape for the sleeper hold. Savage releasing that hold, but Lesnar may be out already. And Savage going for the cover here. We could have the first fall. Lesnar's shoulders are down. He was in that sleeper a long time, but how the hell did Lesnar do that? Kicking out very, very quickly. But Savage, look at this, staying on him. It's been all Randy Savage thus far. Nice block by Lesnar though, and a right hand, and a big time clothesline, knocking the champion down. Well, Brock Lesnar's had a pretty poor start to this match, but that big clothesline he just threw may be enough to give him the opportunity to turn it round. And another big clothesline by Lesnar, knocking Savage off his feet. And now Lesnar looking to gain the advantage, picking up the Macho Man. Look at that. 720 degrees of rotation. That is a fantastic amount of degrees. I think you'll all agree. And the big power slam. Shoulders are down. And Savage just about surviving that pin attempt there. Lesnar looks a little bit in disbelief, but I'm sure if he can keep this up, he should get the pin over Savage. Now trying to hyperextend the elbow joint, trying to break the arm. Savage finding a quick way out of that submission maneuver though. Lesnar's going to have to go down a different avenue here if he wants to try and secure a cover. As Lesnar now really going to work on Savage in the corner. And ever since Lesnar threw that big clothesline, he seemed to ring Randy Savage's bell. And ever since then, Brock Lesnar has been in firm control, but I'm sure that could turn around at any moment with a man with the experience of Randy Savage. As now Lesnar Irish whips him into the corner. Doesn't come charging in, but comes in with nice shoulder blocks to the midsection. Brock Lesnar putting on an excellent display here as Paul Heyman screaming instructions from the apron. And he might not be a great wrestler himself, but he certainly knows what the man has to do when he's stood on the outside, watching what's happening. Look at this by Savage though, going behind Lesnar, now with the abdominal stretch. Submission maneuver applied by the Macho Man. I don't think Lesnar was going to quit there, but certainly a lot of pressure put on the abdomen, on the ribs. And now look at this, Savage trying to take out the knee of Lesnar. And Savage, maybe this is a good strategy for Randy Savage, keep Lesnar on the ground. Letting Lesnar back up to his feet though. Savage comes charging in. Lesnar manages to duck out of the way or whatever Savage was planning. And now Lesnar with heavy strikes to the Macho Man. Sends Savage off the ropes. Well, double collision there. But now Lesnar going behind. And a vicious German suplex. Well, nearly 4 minutes gone in this match. We've not seen a fall yet. As Lesnar picking up Savage. Big time spine buster. And I'm sure if it carries on the way it is, that we're going to see a fall very soon. And now Lesnar, look at this. Beautiful belly-to-belly suplex on the past gen television champion. Randy Savage looks dazed and confused after that move. I think Lesnar should have really gone for the cover there. He missed the trick, but another vicious German suplex. Heyman really pleased with his performance thus far, and he really should be as the shoulders are down, the cover is made, and Savage, whoa! Well, there's your first fall, and Lesnar not even taking a moment, but look at this, taking a moment to try and show off, and Savage getting to his feet. Oh, Randy Savage has a mountain to climb now. He's got to win 2 consecutive falls against Brock Lesnar, and look at this power. Big time power slam by Lesnar, and now Lesnar with heavy strikes, right to the face, right to the head. Randy Savage a long way away from retaining that past gen television title at the moment, and now Lesnar trying to hyperextend the elbow once again, trying to break the arm of the Macho Man. Well, too close to the ropes, the referee giving him to the count of 5, and look at Lesnar using every split second of that count to inflict as much extra damage as he can on the arm of the Macho Man. And now look at this, just reapplying that hold, and Savage is still in the ropes. Come on.
Rope break. 1.
Well, the only thing the referee can do is use that 5 count, but I'm sure if Lesnar decides to use that dirty trick again, the referee may disqualify him. He needs to be careful here. He does not want to lose a fall to disqualification. That would put Savage right back in this match. Now sends him for the ride off the ropes. Well, I don't know what Lesnar was trying there. Goes behind, and another vicious German suplex. It's one-way traffic at the moment. Randy Savage really struggling. Lesnar firmly in control, and maybe Lesnar with Heyman at his side. He's just too dangerous. Oh, nice reversal into a hammerlock there by Savage, slamming Lesnar's face into the mat. Maybe this is the opening that Savage has been waiting for. Lesnar gets to his feet. Savage on the top rope, goes for the double axe handle, but completely misses, and Lesnar punishing him for that mistake. He gets nailed with another vicious German suplex. Savage's title reign surely over if he does not do something drastic soon. Lesnar is just absolutely destroying him. Lesnar going for a German suplex. Look at that though, Savage managing to wriggle out, goes behind Lesnar, picking him up. Nice back suplex by the Macho Man. Oh, but look at this. Savage may have a concussion. And while Savage was reeling from the head trauma he's took in that match, Lesnar taking full advantage of the weakness. Now tries the Irish whip, but Savage, look at that, nice reversal. And a knee to the gut takes Lesnar down. Well, what a gutsy son of a bitch Randy Savage is. And look at that, nice clothesline in the corner. Savage going to the top rope. Lesnar looks dizzy now. Nice double axe handle by the Macho Man. Didn't quite get it cleanly, but he certainly nailed it hard enough to knock Lesnar down. Now Savage on the top rope again. Big cross body. The cover's made. Lesnar struggling to get the shoulders up. And unbelievable, just like that, Randy Savage has levelled it up. Well, it's sudden death now. We are 1 fall away from seeing who is going to walk away with that past gen television title. Will it be Randy Savage? Will it be Brock Lesnar? And Randy just knocked right to the outside there, as if he hasn't took enough punishment in this match. And remember, the rules of this match stipulate that a fall will count, whether it's a count out or disqualification, so Lesnar needs to make sure he gets the action back in the ring here. Oh, look at that, Savage nailed, head nailed right into that steel ring post, and he is bleeding. Oh, he's bleeding badly now, and Lesnar really going to work on that cut, trying to open it up as much as he can. And it's hard enough to fight a man like Brock Lesnar at the best of times, but when your vision is impaired by that big cut above his right eye, the referee may have to stop this match. Savage in all kinds of trouble, and look at this, Lesnar nails the F5. Well, surely this match over. And Lesnar taking his time going for the cover, but nonetheless I think, well, what the hell is Lesnar doing here? He just wants to gloat, he just wants to rub it in. What the hell is Brock Lesnar playing at? He had the match won. A scoop slam by Lesnar. Oh, he's not gonna. Trying to mock the Macho Man and trying to beat him with his own finisher move. But look at that. The Macho Man getting the knees up. Unbelievable stuff. How the hell is Savage even standing? Nonetheless fighting. Savage with another right hand. But look at this. Savage really has had it taken out of him. He's been nailed with an F5. He's bleeding profusely from that gash on his head. But Savage is still on his feet, by God. He's still fighting. But I'm not sure he can sustain this. Lesnar looks fresh as a daisy in comparison to Randy Savage. Randy Savage looks like he's been through a car wreck, but knocking Lesnar to the outside. Randy Savage keeps on fighting.
1,
I think you'd have to kill the man to get that belt from him. And I'm just worried that Lesnar may have to do that. Look at this though, sleeper hold by Savage. Heyman, really furious on the apron. Could Savage be about to get the submission? Could he retain that championship? Oh no, Savage releasing that hold. But Lesnar may be out after that. Collar and elbow tie up by the Macho Man. Oh, and now look at this, the scoop slam, the setup to the elbow drop, but Savage can't capitalise on hitting that big move. Really concerned for the health and well-being here of Savage. But how the hell is he still fighting? Another scoop slam by the Macho Man, but every time he hits that move, the setup to the elbow, that concussion gets the best of him. Now Savage going to the top rope, but Lesnar getting there first. Hitting him with a big slam. And maybe, just maybe, that will be Randy Savage's final mistake as champion. The mistake that cost him that belt. And ensures that Brock Lesnar regains that championship. And sends Randy Savage home to the hospital. Look at that, the referee getting in the way. Lesnar just throwing him. Now sends Savage off the ropes and nails him with that big clothesline. Now Lesnar going behind and another German suplex, dropping the Macho Man right on his head. I think the referee should really stop this Randy Savage. I don't think he's in any condition to perform. Now Lesnar looking for the F5 again. Savage somehow having the wherewithal though to wriggle out. And now Savage going to the top. Lesnar gets to his feet, going for the elbow. But Lesnar saw that one coming, getting out of the way. A couple of yards away from being hit with that elbow, which would have surely finished him off. But Lesnar nailing the F5 and going for the cover this time, surely. Macho Man can't get the shoulder up here, and he doesn't. Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Lesnar has regained the past gen television title. What a match that was. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and the new past gen television champion, Brock Lesnar. Well, what a match that was. What an effort by Randy Savage. He needs some serious help out here, though. I believe he must have at a minimum suffered a severe concussion. But congratulations to Brock Lesnar. 2 out of 3 falls. He was the better man, and that is why he is walking away with that championship belt.